content delivery, and learning. Least as
अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन। आज हमारा मंथली सेशन फेब्रुअरी मंथली सेशन का सेकंड सेशन है एंड टुडे वी हैव मिस कशफिया लताफ़त। सो कशफिया लताफ़त का जो टॉपिक है आज का वो टीचिंग मैथमेटिक्स फ्रॉम द लेंस ऑफ सोशल जस्टिस एंड लेट मी जस्ट ब्रीफली इंट्रोड्यूस हर। So Kashfia Latafat is an accomplished educator and dedicated researcher. She has initiated Virtual Baithak, a virtual space for women's empowerment, serving as the Secretary of Human Resources for the Sindh region in the Pakistan Teachers Forum. She actively fosters collaboration and support for educators, addressing sessions for rural teachers. Kashfia is currently authoring a book for the professional development, emphasizing practical solutions for continuous learning. Recognizing the importance of mental health, she conducts voluntary counseling sessions and advocates for social justice in classroom, underscoring the transformative power of education through her holistic approach. So today, Kashmir will talk about teaching mathematics from the lens of social justice. So over to you, Ms. Kashmir.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum, all of you. I hope you are doing well in your areas. I welcome you on this session of EdLab Pakistan, and I'm very delighted to share this wonderful topic with you all people, to the larger audience through this platform, because this is very unique in their own capacity. You never heard that how to integrate social justice into the mathematics classroom, how you take that topic inside the math, because usually people thought that math is very dry and number kind of numerical based numeracy based subject, but you know that math is involved in each and everything. And through this topic which I share today, you will come to know afterwards during this session while you are traveling with me in this session that how interesting is to be to realize that how math is involved in each and every aspect in our lifestyles, not just academics, in everything. So I would like to share my screen first and then we will start. I hope the screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, without taking a minute, I would like to take you to that presentation. As you see, the topic for today is teaching mathematics from the lens of social justice. Uh, I would like to take you towards the little bit background of this topic, that how and why I should select that. Recently, my paper is has been published in the Asian Journal of Mathematics, and this is the one which I'm talking about. Uh, I would like to take my research to the larger audience through this press platform of EdLab Pakistan. The reason behind is that this is very unique in a sense that commonly we are not using this uh, in our teachings, and we thought that the social aspect is always the area of social studies or Pakistan studies like that. But believe me that this is a part of every aspect of our life. Give me some minute because my screen sharing is there, but my slide is not moving.
Yes, stop share and then reshare again.
Okay. Okay. You see, I would like to share the little bit background story behind this research and why this idea came into my mind to go with this. It was really inspired. I was really very much inspired by the work of Paulo Freire and Eric Bernstein, which are great believer that through mathematics we can address social issues and empower learners to develop better understanding about issues. So as I have my educational background, I would like to share that one also, that I have done masters in economics and my another masters in international relations. So there is a combination of mathematics and social issues in my degree as well. And since the beginning, when I start my teaching, I used to teach this, take social studies and mathematics side by side. So from that area, I start working around in the area that how I integrate these two subjects to make the math class more interesting and engaging. So that's the starting point. And for this, I start reading the work around of the people around which work around the same idea which I have in my mind. So I came to these two researchers, and their work about reading and writing the world with mathematics argues that mathematics education should prepare students to investigate and critique injustice and to challenge in words and action, oppressive structures and acts. This research paper draws on Freire's notion of critical education, which educates the emancipation of learners and the development of critical citizenship. And Gertstein work for reading and writing the world with mathematics toward a pedagogy for social justice. So that was the little bit background of that. And now I would like to take you towards the introduction of this session. As I shared with you the title, Teaching Mathematics from the Lens of Social Justice, there are two main objectives which we are catering today. Teaching mathematics for social justice identifies two pedagogical goals. High quality mathematics instruction for all students, and the number two is development of socio-political consciousness and praxis through mathematics study. So how we can use math to develop social and political consciousness means to aware our learners and their extended community about the social issues by using mathematics. So once you are having something in front of you in which your life is also have an impact or affected by, you always take interest in that area. If I just share a word problem with you, which is not related with you or not touching your life from anywhere, you are not connected with it. You are not engaged with me. So that is the basic idea which I would like to share here. The second is that social justice teaching in mathematics focuses on promoting equity within the mathematics classroom, but also on empowering students to understand and confront inequities outside the classroom. So learning beyond the classroom aspect is also there. Okay, before moving towards the next part of my session, I would like to take your attention towards the Sustainable Development Goals. If you are ready to change the world, let's talk about global goals. Global goals are ever heard of the Sustainable Development Goals. They are roadmap to end extreme poverty, inequity, equality, and climate change by 2030. These are the global goals which every government, every country is following to touch at least to the some extent to that goals to be attained by 2030. We are driving deep into SDGs and how it's shaping our work and world. Let's make a change together. So, but how we will change it? First, we will have an idea that what are the Sustainable Development Goals. In short, we call them SDGs, which is a commonly the phrase used is that SDGs, SDG 4, especially while we are talking about the academia, quality education. But believe me, when we are talking about the mathematics and social justice together, we need to cater all these SDGs, 17 they are all together in our mind, not just because of the reason that they are important for social justice, they are also important from the mathematics side. Math is involved in each and every aspect of our life. We cannot say that math is just for numbers. Math is just for operating numbers, operation of numbers, solving word problems, solving equations. No, it's not like that. Math is involved in each and every aspect of life. You see, the SDG 1 is about no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy. Number 8, which is very, very connected with the social justice around the globe, is that decent work and economic growth. Industry innovation and infrastructure reduce inequalities, sustainable cities and communities. Number 12 is responsible consumption and production. And number 13 is climate action. And number 14, life below water. And you might be thinking that why I'm taking this SDG in front of you. I will discuss it afterwards. And number 15 is life on land. And 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. Number 17, the last but not least, that partnership for the goals. Okay, so once we are working on these SDGs, as an academic person, as a researcher, as a mathematics teacher, I would like to give you some little bit explanation around it, that if we want to cater social justice in mathematics classroom, if we want to talk about equity and fairness, equality, if we are looking forward to develop more inclusiveness in our classrooms, all these SDGs we are catering basically. We are unintentionally doing that, but we are not aware about it. In the last is that partnerships for the goals. You see that it's not just that we are talking about on government to government basis around the globe. These partnerships are in your peer partnerships, your partnerships in your organizations, your partnerships outside the organizations. Like EdLab Pakistan is putting their part by providing you these type of sessions on monthly basis. In the same manner, they are working towards the partnership with the partnership. So you see these SDGs are really very important when we are dealing mathematics and social justice side by side. Okay, now what is mathematics? The term mathematics is derived from two Greek words, mathenian, which means learning, and techne, which means an art or technique. Therefore, mathematics means the art of learning related to disciplines or facilities. So you see the art of learning related to disciplines or facilities. So disciplines and facilities shows you the social aspect of mathematics. Mathematics is not a bookish kind of subject. It's very much in the real life. Once you are as a math teacher, if you are not being able to connect your math topic with the real world scenario, there is no engagement in lesson. You believe that mostly children are having a fear of numbers just because they feel that this is something alien kind of thing in front of them. They don't feel engaged. What engagement? They are not feeling engaged in those lessons. They feel that these are the operations which they have to learn. These are the formulas which they have to learn. But where they are applicable in the real life is missing. There is a huge gap in the teaching pedagogy which you are using for delivering mathematics lessons. So it's a dying need of that. After that, I would like to take a few responses if anyone would like that. What is social justice for you people? What do you think? A one word, a one-liner if in the chat, or if you are allowed to unmute. Yes, anyone would like to share their understanding about the social justice? Okay, to treat equally, Taslim is sharing to treat equally everyone in society. Yes, Taslim, very much agreed with your statement. Let's see. What is social justice? In the larger prospect, once we see that equal access to opportunities, equal treatment for everyone, share benefits of growth regardless of ethnicity, gender, religion, age, disability, and socio-economic conditions, which are very much visible in our society, in our community. We are not giving a enough part or share to the everyone. You know, the number of children out of school in Pakistan is it's after that floods which was there 2 years back, but still some schools are not in function. Where the children standing right now? Nowhere. So we need to think on those aspects as well. We at least we develop awareness in the society that how to cater those children. They are also the children of Pakistan, and we are not catering them. We are just having a focus on the learner which we have in front of our classrooms. At least it's our duty to develop this understanding in our learners. So then once they become a citizen, they will become aware of those problems and they are look forward to change the scenario to their ends. Let's see that around the globe, what people are saying about it. Ensuring quality living conditions for everyone, promoting inclusion, equity, and diversity for all. The foundation to how we can attain all 17 SDGs. Everyone gets to be valued with their own perspective. No one can be free until we are all free. Yes, this is the punchline. I really like that one. Okay. Okay. Now, with this, you will get an idea that now people around the globe is working on this phenomena because we are feeling that the world isn't progressing in technology, in artificial intelligence, in every area, but where we are lacking, where the emotional touch, where the social aspect, where the connections are there. Basically, हम लोगों ने connections खत्म कर दिए अपने. And through this social justice math goals, we can able to connect with the rest of the community, with the rest of the people, and at least we develop that understanding. So you will see that to engage students in meaningful and relevant mathematics. What we are teaching right now is just a bookish knowledge. We are transferring them. They are not involved in it. Maybe after some time, they are not being able to recall what we taught them. So be in a idea about it, that how to engage students in meaningful and relevant mathematics. To affirm students' identities in a way that helps them see themselves in the mathematics. They feel very much comfortable with it. To question or critique the status quo, including what counts as mathematics, who is mathematics for, why do we value particular things in mathematics? Is mathematics politically neutral? So these are wonderful questions and very powerful questions to think around. As a mathematician, as a math teacher, we need to think around these questions while we are developing their lesson plans, while we are interacting and having discussions on different topics of mathematics in the classrooms. To empower students to use mathematics to question, critique other important issues in their lives. Math, as I just shared, math is everywhere, but it's a duty of teachers to make it noticeable in front of learners or students as well. And how they will notify that? Once we are using the particular instructions to teach them certain topics. I will guide you that how we will take it afterwards. Okay, why I decided to go with this topic on 20th of Feb, because today is the day of social justice around the globe. And this is, up till now, you will get a little bit picture, I hope, that social justice is a path to peace. When there is a fair wages around, when there is equity around, when there is economic distribution of fairly distributed among the masses in the society. So there will be a peace, a harmony, a development in the society. So that's the main reason I decided to go with this topic for February. Okay. An agenda which is internationally has been followed for this is that agenda for social justice aims to eliminate discrimination and inequalities. This is really very powerful message. It promotes the dignity of all people in the world of work. That means decent jobs, as I discussed with you, fair wages, labor rights, dialogue, as well as equality and social protection for all. With social justice, lasting peace and shared prosperity are possible. That how it possible? That believe me, maybe my voice to Facebook or some other platforms can be heard at distant places. That those where the child labor is working in Pakistan. I know the economic conditions which are really very poor. I know this is mathematics session, but I would like to give that message. It's your responsibility if you are engaged somehow with the teaching or with other aspects and where that you see that child labor, it's necessity they have to do that task because there is no income generated enough for their living expenditure to be bear by only by their parents. So it's our duty to at least make them literate. Literate means that the person must be able to handle the monetary issues of his own or her own, and to able to write and read few words and their name. It's a definition of literacy. It's our responsibility to take our mates, children which are working in our homes. If we realize it's our duty. So, what is teaching mathematics for social justice? Mathematics equips people with uniquely powerful ways to describe, analyze, and change the world. You see, mathematics equips people. We will be able to equip our students in a unique, powerful ways to describe, analyze, and change the world. It's really very powerful way to bring change in the society. A high quality mathematics education therefore provides a foundation for understanding the world. So if you teach math, it's a great responsibility, a way of great responsibility on your shoulders. All teachers have a great responsibility on their shoulders, but mathematics teachers have more, believe me. Acha, around the group, what other mathematicians currently, those who are working, feel about this social justice phenomena in mathematics classroom? Boiler, a very common and very famous mathematician these days, explains this in a way that collaborative problem-solving approach to teaching maths for all. Recognize students' real-life experiences, cultural relevance of maths, use maths to develop understanding of social, political, economic, cultural situation. You see, if they are not leaving any area of our life while they are dealing with math. In the another part, develop agency that enables a student to engage in social action. We are just giving them roots, give them wings to fly on their own. They think on their own ways that how they can solve smaller issues on their own in the society and realize their foregrounds. This is really very important. Develop a critical awareness of the nature of mass and its position or status in society. As teachers, we can do it. We are the people who are aware of this, and we are in a position to handle with this. So this is the framework which we are, as math teacher, you can use in your classroom while you are dealing with social justice. Okay, it's a matter of great responsibility as well. We cannot take the topic which is not age appropriate, which is not bearable by at that age group of children while you are teaching math. It's social justice taking to the classroom doesn't mean that you will take the heavier side to their in front of your students first. Start with the very suitable simple phrases, so they will be aware that what is it and how they will help them their society, their people around, by make it noticeable for the children, for the learners, or even for your peers in your organization. So how we start with this framework: equity and access, ensure equal opportunities for all students in mathematics education. It's the number one thing. While we are teaching math, we always respond to the students, those who are raising their hands, and for the quick way, we just take the responses and move towards forward. We are not in rush to complete the syllabus. We are not looking forward that are they able to connect themselves with your teaching style? Are they able to express their understanding? Are they able to grasp that concept? It's our responsibility to engage, ensure that equal opportunity for all students, yani ke equity and access to the topic, to the problem. Diverse perspectives, recognize and value diverse experiences, cultures, and backgrounds of students. They are coming from different backgrounds. Every individual have a unique style of learning. Some learn well while they are looking towards the demonstration. Some learn well when they are in their self experience on their own. Some learn well while you are by listening, by watching. So it's the teacher who can recognize the usage of these techniques of teaching or pedagogies for diverse perspectives lens. Critical thinking, problem solving, analyze and questions mathematical models, algorithms, and data in real world context. Unfortunately, the textbooks which we are having in our schools are from Singapore board, are from Hong Kong boards, are from somewhere else, Cambridge books. They are not developed on our own. So what happens when we are discussing the examples given in the books? We are just delivering what is written. They are not feel that they are engaged with it. They are not being able to feel it because they are the data which is there is not catchable for them. Like if what problem is there for which is representing dollar or pounds, are they feel connected with it? Even an elder adult, I am not feeling comfortable to deal with the dollars because I'm spending in rupees. So real world context. So you need to develop your own word problem bank, your own MCQs questions. So then they will be able to think critically around the around that problem and looking towards problem solving. Like suppose a grocery store situation mostly happened that Ali spent this much money and Zafar spent this much money. I'm giving just a random example. So then they will be able to solve it. Now, if they are feeling that uh, Suzanne is doing this and Jennifer is doing this, so they feel connected because these words, these currencies are not familiarized. They are at this age group. Now we'll see social justice issue in math. Explore the intersection of math with social justice issues. Analyze the use of statics and data in perpetuating inequalities and misrepresentations. So how we will use that data? The data is too much there. While we are making graphs, we have a data, statics, which we are on which we are developing bar graphs, pie graphs. We are doing a word problem. So we have a data. We need to use a real world data instead of using only book questions, which are there. So their class will be more engaging. Their work will be more challenging for them, and they are aware that okay, the labor wage is decided this much by the government of Pakistan, but people usually are not getting this much. So how much gap is there? What is the difference? How much more they will get to come up to that level? So you see how you will deal the social justice area in math. It's a very good example I'm sharing. Collaboration and community engagement encourage students to use math to address real world issues and promote fairness and equity. Fairness and equity is by the being a teacher, provide develop inclusive classroom culture where the child has not been ashamed of sharing their understanding. If it is a mistake that has been committed by the child, don't make him ashamed in front of whole class. आपको ये नहीं आता. This is not the way you deal with the students. You need to develop a learning community where in sometimes I usually use the phrase in my math classroom that if someone said, "Oh, what are prime numbers?" So I will not. Don't you know our prime numbers? In rather this phrase I use. Okay, you are not aware of it. Let's explore together. What are prime numbers? Come on, have a discussion. So in that way you will treat. So no one feel low in the classroom. No one feel fear if I share the wrong answer or wrong statement, teacher will scold me in front of the whole classroom. This is not the way to develop learning culture, learning environments. Reflection and action. Encourage students to advocate for change and engage in discussions about equitable policies. We can start with the daily routine, which has been established by the organizations for certain rules around that, how to behave in the classroom, how develop data around it, develop graphs around it, develop word problems around it. So they can reflect and do some action also in that area, the how to we will improve ourselves during snack time, how we have to deal with others, how many times I misbehave. In that way, they reflect on action. And am I dealing everyone in a same manner, or I give preference to some of the students because of some certain reasons? In that way, they need to think on their actions. Then they will be able to integrate themselves in the phenomena of teaching mathematics from the lens of social justice. Okay, so I again and again using the pedagogies or the way of methods of delivering teaching mathematics. So there are three pedagogical approaches basically I designed while I am dealing with social justice phenomena in the mathematics classroom, which are culturally relevant pedagogy, which we in short I usually say CRP, ethnomathematics, and critical mathematics. These are the three main pedagogies or pedagogical approaches which we are using while we are dealing with this phenomenon. And how it works, let's see. Cultural relevant pedagogy, pedagogy that empowers students intellectually, socially, emotionally, and politically by using cultural reference to impart knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Teachers who implement culturally relevant teaching ensure student academic achievement, demonstrate cultural competence, possesses socio-political consciousness. You see, in detail, we will see further. As I discussed that they are dealing the cultural aspect in the classrooms. So implementation strategies should be culturally responsive teaching, adapt teaching methods to align with diverse learning styles, create a supportive and inclusive learning environment. As I just shared with you that what are learning environments really. Community collaboration, partner with families and communities, bridge the gap between home and school culture. You know, this year, the Social Justice Day, the UNO decided the theme, which is bridging gaps, building alliances. So you see in this presentation as well, you see that I am working towards bridging the gaps and building alliances. The one child which has been dealt by you in the classroom, which has been instructed by you in the classroom, will take that message. It will not remain with this one child. It will take this message to their home, and you know that the ripple effect, it moves on, and that whirlpool moves bigger, grow bigger and bigger. That is how we will be able to bridge the gap between home and school culture. That is how we will bring the parents to the classrooms by developing partnership. And how? Through some certain of assignment, to some challenging question, to on which the whole family should work together, to direct student to talk mathematical talk every day, math talks at home. Math talks doesn't mean when I usually share this math talk phenomena with the parents, people thought that, no, I'm not good with math, so I can't do it. Mostly mothers reply me that. And I smile and just share that math talk doesn't mean that you are talking about mathematical topics. You need to talk around math or numbers. You are on your own dealing. Like while you are cooking, you are using ingredients, which ratio you are using, what measurement, mathematics is there. Why you are going to go for groceries, which item you purchase for what. There is a discount, again, what percentage of discount you are availing, how much discount you avail, and how much benefit you get from that that percentage, like 50% off. You see, percentage is there. Money handling is there while we are talking about this is in these days the hype of electric bills and everything. While you are talking about the electric bill, that switch off the lights, unnecessary lights, don't use too much electricity if there's no need, sit on one room only. So here you can having a mathematical talk. The unit rises and the bill charges rises. So this is the math talk you are talking about. Comparison of two different objects, smaller, bigger, taller, shorter. So this is all math. Math is not something you are discussing a calculus or something in the in this home. No. So that is how the community collaboration should be there. As a teacher, we need to guide the families as well, that how to integrate yourself in math lessons, in math topics. Critical consciousness. Yes, this is the critical consciousness I'm talking right now with you. Encourage students to critically analyze societal issues. This is the societal issue, the raise in the electric bills, the gas bills. Engage your children in those issues. They must be aware that are greater issues for their parents. Foster a sense of social justice and activism, and how they will able to control on their own, how they will be able to minimize the usage of electricity and save it for future generations. And what are the solar energy and any other resources they have to think on their own. You see the pedagogical approach of cultural relevance, relevant pedagogy. Now, the second one is that ethno-mathematics. Math practice among identifiable cultural groups, cultural practices of counting, measuring, classifying, ordering, inferring, modeling, and so on. I just shared some of you that how you will develop math talks or math discussion in your home. That is ethno-mathematics, mathematical practices which do not reach the level of mathematization in the usual traditional sense. Let's see further. Key concepts. What key concepts we are giving them? Cultural context, math shaped by cultural environments. Unique perspectives on numbers, shapes, and patterns. Usually girls, it's a myth that the girls are not good with maths. Why? Because they are not being able to explore mathematics as the boys have opportunities. The girls have lesser opportunity. They are very much interested in baking, in home activities, the patterns, the embroidery, the patterns of many through cones on their hand. They use geometrical shapes for developing understanding around the vertices and the geometrical understanding of shapes around and different numbers and patterns in a way that once I give a girl class, mathematics class, the task that uh, on a piece of paper, develop a design to be printed on dupatta. They use the patterns which I shared with them, and they develop a beautiful designs. You see how I use their interest, their hobby into math class. Each and every girl was engaged in that activity. I still remember. Diverse mathematical practices, very problem-solving methods, distinct traditions across cultures. Cultural relevance in teaching, incorporate cultural elements for relatable education, enhance accessibility for diverse backgrounds. Real-world connections emphasize practical applications in cultural context. I just share a few of them. Bridge abstract concepts with everyday life. The abstract concept I bring to the life by asking them that if they are baking a cake, how and what measurements they use. Convert those measurements from kilogram to gram or from gram to kilogram. It depends how they are using it. Later, I use the unit conversion by using baking, by using any cooking which they are doing. You see, real world connection, empowerment, value, and respect diverse mathematical traditions, foster inclusivity in mathematics education. This is the empowerment which we are giving to our learners, to ourselves, even to our communities. Now, the third is critical mathematics, reading the world with math, using math to make sense authentic real life issues. Writing the world with math, using math to make decisions which inform action towards a more just world. Classical knowledge, traditional math curriculum has been used here. How? This is the part which we need to address as a teacher. Community knowledge, how we engage community knowledge from critical knowledge. So let's see. Implementing strategies should be there that in inclusive curriculum, incorporate diverse perspectives and examples in math lessons, just not focused on the examples which are given in the book. Highlight contributions of individuals from underrepresented groups in mathematics. Dialogical learning, encourage open discussions and debates in the math classroom. Create an environment where diverse viewpoints are valued. Intersectionality, explore how different aspects of identify intersect with mathematical experiences. Acknowledge the multiple dimensions that shape their mathematical understanding. Not just focus on one. We will multiply, we do multiplication because we have to, and there are other tables to solve this matter. No. Instead of that, provide them a complete picture that to avoid repeated additions, we use multiplication in every area of our life. While we are giving clothes for laundry, while we are purchasing something, in that way, why we are using multiplication and how many ways we are using it. In that way, you need to develop different areas. Okay, now I would like to share a very short time left behind with me that how different, simple, different math concepts can be teach with the social goal. Like in fractions, equity and fairness is the social goal. A fraction represents, is a simple definition of fraction, a part of whole or more, generally any number of equal parts. You see, equality, equal parts. It means every area, every group in the community should get the equal resources to be lived on in their community. It's not like that the areas which has been written by the rich people have all the privileges in their life, and the areas which are having low privileged people are not having or even fulfilling their basic needs. You see, equity and fairness. What activity I suggest? Learners did apple activity where they work in pairs and were asked to share the apple equally amongst them. So that one apple teach them that everyone get fair share. This is a very powerful question, I must say, which I am sharing by just one apple activity in the classroom. Side by side, I'm teaching fractions. No one left behind. Graphs. In graphs, unfair distribution of resources, fairness of labor wages around the world, and the impact of trade. How we will do it? That at the in math, usually people learners develop their pie charts and bar graphs, histographs, different type of graphs. Learners use the given data for making these graphs, analyze the data, and share their opinions about it. Like out of school children ka data, if I share with them, the data is easily available. I share the resource as well from where you will develop these, or the budget which is coming out every year and printed in the newspapers. You will get from there the data. Data is very much there in your community through newspaper, through internet, through AI. You can develop that. It's up to you that how you will handle that. The reason is that it's not just giving them the question which is given in the book, which is not relevant to them even in their lives, and they feel very much alien while dealing with that, and they are feeling having a fear of it. Instead of that, just share their own data, own problems in their life, which they are discussing and listening in their communities. So that is will create a major impact, and they will remember these graph developing for the whole life. Not just remember that, but fairness around different resources, distribution of resources. It will develop consciousness in them. Multiplication, how to increase resources for common people. Learners develop their own data by using multiplication, they double the education and health sector ratio in respect of other sectors. By using budget data, which is given in the newspaper, coming on the television, while they are telecasting the budget of the year. So it's up to you that how you use it. Percentage and ratio and proportion, equal distribution of educational resources. You see the different percentages are given in the pie chart and it's very easily developed by the students. Learners used given data to find out what percentage of children is out of school in their region. So then they will be able to understand that they are highly privileged in the manner that they are going to school at least and learn for making their futures better. But what about those who are out? They need to think about those as well. You see, geometry, basic infrastructure needed by any community. Usually in my math classrooms, I develop geometricity, in which I ask the learners to develop and design a whole city and share their understanding by using different math topics like the perimeter, the area, the facilities which is needed by one area. They have to find out the perimeter and the area of those cities, the neighboring neighborhood in their communities. So in that way, I engaged in geometry as well with this social justice phenomena. Okay, you see this table, which is show a clear picture that how the social goals are there, how the mathematics goals has been addressed. And you see the sources of data is also given, the Acer Pakistan.org/index. Acer Pakistan, आप simply type करेंगे, you will find it out. Then other global reports or data you will find on WA Forum, World Economic Forum, which is very commonly used in our conversations. So you will get these kind of data around very easily on these sites. And this is really very helpful for you as well. You see that percentages, addition, subtraction, fractions, recognize that the current minimum wages does not allow an individual to afford the fair market price of a moderate two-bedroom rental unit, assuming that housing should require about 30% of income. Learners solve different word problems which are based on real life data, and in the end, they reflect back their understanding about this issue. They will be able to discuss that in the classroom. Just every day, few minutes are more than enough in the beginning. In the beginning, if you do that discussion, believe me, they are highly engaged and enthusiastic and highly motivated while you start with your topic after 3 to 4 minutes discussion. They feel that they have their voice, their thinking, their fears to be addressed somewhere. They have a space, a free space to discuss those issues. Commonly, we are not discussing something with our learners as a parent, as a teacher, both ways. We always try to instruct them. We never listen them. Give them some space. Let them speak up. Believe me, the learner today, what we are having in our classroom is much more smarter than what we were in our times. They have each and everything in their palm through that Google engine, the Google search. Before that, the only one teacher, one book was the availability of resources, which we have all. But now they have numerous ways to develop understanding around that specific topic, specific problem. So we need to cater or let them avail those spaces in the classroom, even if we are not been able to change their home environments, that where they can speak up, they will share their ideas, they will share their problems, their point of views, their perspectives for the society and for the community. That is how we are contributing in the math classroom for the social justice in developing consciousness, developing social justice consciousness. You see, it's very simple, but very tricky. Again, I must say, it's a matter of great responsibility. Don't take the topics or the critical incidents in the society to the classroom where they are not age appropriate for the learners to be discussed at that age group, where they have not having that much experience or observation to be discussed and to develop their understanding or set their any opinions about it. It's too early. So being a teacher, it's really very tricky for you as well, that how to develop understanding around those social and mathematical goals for your children. In the conclusion, with thanks, I would like to take you to the reflect part, that take a moment to reflect on the transformative potential of integrating social justice into math education. You see, inclusiveness, access, perspective change, using particular pedagogy and what we need to think about it while we are dealing with those pedagogies. Are we bridging gaps? Are we developing alliances? Think about it. As we have been shared, I have been shared these pedagogies since the beginning, that how to deal with the math classroom. Teaching concept is not a success in your teaching career. Nourishing the young minds, it's really very important. Give them space, be careful with their well-being as well. I believe that I have experienced in my math teaching career that half of the time I spend on this, that math is not something which is very fearful for them. They have math anxiety, badly infected with this. Believe me, being a teacher, it's a very right moment or time to take a note of it and develop those cultures in your classroom where they can learn. They have no fear of math. They have no math anxiety. Mostly our students having a severe math anxiety while they're having a math paper. They feel कि वो दुनिया से इधर से उधर हो जाएगी. It's not like that. Make them comfortable with the concept. Make them comfortable with the issues. Listen to them. Can develop connection. When there is a dialogue, there is a connection. So reflect on those points which I'm discussing with you right now. Act, embrace change in your teaching approach. Small shifts can create a ripple effect. In the beginning, I shared there's a huge whirlpool. If we are putting a stone in the water, just not one circle, it moves on and on and on and on in many circles around it. So be careful and bring change in your teaching approaches. Use these pedagogies which I just shared with you. Connect, collaborate with your peers, not just with your learners or the community, with peers, share insights and leverage community resources for ongoing support. Once there is a support from inside the organization, then the teacher will be successful. This is the message for the leadership or management group as well. Don't give them the syllabus tasks and push them in the classrooms. Not like this. They need a complete collaboration and support from the in all aspects, in all aspects of resources, knowledge, and management of their syllabus as well. Empower students to see math as a tool for positive change, breaking down societal barriers. These are really very powerful messages which I'm sharing with you, and I hope that collectively build a future where we will be able to collectively build a future where math education is not just about numbers, but also about justice, equity, and empowerment. Together, we can make a difference. So with this, I would like to stop sharing. And if you have any questions or something, the platform is open for you. Yes, Fahim?
Yes, if you have any questions that you need to ask, you can write in the chat box. Meanwhile, मैं आपसे एक छोटा सा जो है वो जिक्र कर सकती हूँ कि आपने मैथ्स की जो बात की कि मैथ्स में मोस्टली फीमेल्स जो है वो ज़्यादा स्ट्रगल करती हैं. आई रिमेम्बर देयर वाज अ टाइम when I was really good in maths. अब तो खैर मैं maths से बहुत दूर भागती हूँ because I think that I cannot teach maths. Otherwise, I was good at maths when I was a student. और मुझे याद है मेरी क्लास में एक मेरी फ्रेंड हुआ करती थी. Whenever there was math period, she was always scared and she was always stressed out when there is a math exam. So maths को लेकर काफी लोगों की anxiety होती है and I can relate to that because I had a
Like a nightmare for them.
Yes, there are people who mental maths के लिए concepts or
Some
average
of my students, I still remember, they start vomiting even while there is a test
yes
or paper.
algebra और ये सारे जो है वो जो लोग मतलब at times I've seen people that they stressed out due to this. But मैं ये समझती हूँ कि शायद मैं जो है वो maths में उस वक्त when I was a student it was a good time and I used to love math, but अब तो खैर ये कि I'm an English teacher so now
But math is very much there in English teaching as well. Math is
Yes,
never left behind.
yes, but
But
somehow
we
the
unintentionally never bothered it. That's the
yes,
issue.
but I feel that you're right that we should teach students in a way that math should not be a stressful thing for them. In fact, they feel that it should be a valuable skill set for them. क्योंकि जितना ज़्यादा math उनके लिए like students के लिए भी easy होगा, so they'll be able to solve real life problems, or they will, equip themselves with powerful tools, in order to learn mathematical concepts. So
Exactly.
I agree that the teacher should, teach maths in a way that it should be interesting and interactive for students. Yes, yes,
Exactly.
Shani Sabha has some questions. She has raised hands.
Yes, Miss Sabha, please.
Please, I'll ask you to unmute yourself.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम मैम.
Walaikum assalam. जी, Miss Sabha.
Miss, I want to ask that it's हम हमारे बीएड की करिकुलम में इन्होंने एक नया सब्जेक्ट डाला है, बेसिक मैथमेटिकल स्किल्स.
सॉरी, आप ऑडिबल नहीं हो रही, क्या कहना चाह रही है? बीएड के सिलेबस में क्या डाला है आपके?
बीएड
जी जी, बीएड जी, बोलिए आगे।
बीएड में इन्होंने एक नया सब्जेक्ट डाला है, बेसिक मैथमेटिकल स्किल्स, हमदर्द यूनिवर्सिटी वालों ने. अब आप मुझे एक बात बताइए, ये तो एक नया सब्जेक्ट है, अब मैथ्स को स्किल के तौर पे हम कैसे पढ़ेंगे?
बेसिकली सबा, यही तो प्रॉब्लम है कि हम ये नहीं समझते मैथ में तो हम जो पढ़ रहे होते हैं वो स्किल्स तो ही होती हैं जो आप डील करते हैं। आप स्किल्स ही तो होती हैं, मेजरिंग स्किल्स है आपकी, सीइंग मैथमेटिकल इन अ रियल लाइफ रिसोर्सेज. इट्स जस्ट नॉट अ मैथ टीचिंग, इट्स स्किल. यू आर ऑलरेडी लर्निंग स्किल्स इन दैट वे. ये कोई एक अलग से कोई नई चीज नहीं है, ये तो आप कर ही रहे होते हैं जब आप बीएड कर रहे हैं तो आपके ऊपर तो और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आती है कि आप एक स्पेशल एजुकेशन डिग्री ले रहे हैं. सो यू मस्ट बी अवेयर कि आप मैथमेटिकल स्किल्स अपने स्टूडेंट्स में, अपने लर्नर्स में कैसे डेवलप करेंगे जब आप खुद ही अवेयर नहीं होंगे, आपको खुद ही पेडागोजीज और आपको टेक्निक्स और टीचिंग वेज नहीं पता होंगे. तो इट्स रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू बिकम अवेयर ऑफ दैट एट दिस स्टेज ऑफ योर लाइफ इन टीचिंग. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?
मिस, वो मुझे लास्ट क्लास मैंने ली थी, लेकिन मुझे इन्होंने सर्टिफिकेट नहीं दिया था. मैं दूसरी और तीसरी बात ये कि मोंटेसरी, हमारे टाइम पे मोंटेसरी पे तो कोई टेस्ट वेस्ट होता नहीं था, बच्चों का एडमिशन टेस्ट. अब मैं जो हूँ स्टूडेंट्स को पढ़ाती, तो मैं स्टूडेंट्स ने मुझे ये बताया कि मोंटेसरी का टेस्ट होता है. ये बात सही है? एडमिशन लेने से
देखिए मैं एक बात बताऊं, मॉन्टेसरी के लेवल पे बच्चों का टेस्ट ऐसा नहीं होता क्योंकि पेपर पेंसिल वाला टेस्ट होता है. वो सिंपली उनकी जर्नल अवेयरनेस चेक करते हैं कि इन वजह से एनवायरनमेंट में से वो आ रहे हैं, क्या उन्हें डिफरेंट ऑर्डरिंग आती है, वो रिकग्नाइज कर सकते हैं शेप्स को. वो एक जर्नल नॉलेज उनकी चेक करते हैं बेसिकली, दैट दे डोंट हैव एनी स्पेशल इश्यूज विद देम. इसलिए कि आजकल जो इन्वायरमेंट है, यूज ऑफ एक्सेसिव यूज ऑफ मोबाइल्स और गैजेट्स है, उसकी वजह से बच्चों में कुछ डिसऑर्डर्स डेवलप हो जाते हैं जिसको इस स्टेज पे डिटेक्ट होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. दैट इज़ वाई कुछ स्कूल सिस्टम्स जो अच्छे सिस्टम्स हैं वो ऐसे टेस्ट कंडक्ट करते हैं. लेकिन इसको टेस्ट नहीं कहते, ये एक तरह का जर्नल असेसमेंट होता है बच्चे का, जो कि वो अपने इन्वायरमेंट से किस तरह यूज टू है, किस तरह टेकअप कर रहा है उसको. इज
तो
एवरीथिंग
उसके
नॉर्मल
लिए
देयर?
उस टेस्ट को क्लियर करने के लिए बुक देते हैं क्या उनके स्टूडेंट्स
किसी
के
बुक की
पेरेंट्स
जरूरत नहीं है.
को?
आपके इन्वायरमेंट में जो चीजें हैं आप बच्चों को उससे अवेयर करें, उसके बारे में बताएं कि जो शेप्स आपके इन्वायरमेंट में, से सर्कल कहाँ कहाँ है, स्क्वायर कौन सी चीज है, कलर्स के बारे में बताएं, मुख्तलिफ ऑब्जेक्ट्स के नाम क्या हैं, फलों के नाम, सब्जियों के, वेजिटेबल्स के नाम. इस तरह की इन्वायरमेंट आप खुद आपके जो रियल लाइफ आपकी रूटीन है जो आपने स्टैब्लिश की भी अपने घरों में, उसके बारे में वो बच्चा फुली अवेयर होना चाहिए वंस दे आर गेट रेडी फॉर स्कूल. सो ये चीज़ आप थोड़ी सी देख लीजिए. ये सच ऐसा कोई टेस्ट नहीं होता कि जिसमें बच्चे से आप कोई ऐसी चीज़ पूछ रहे हैं जिसके लिए आपको किसी किताब की जरूरत हो. ये तो एक जनरल नॉलेज है.
ठीक है, इसके साथ ही हम जो है वो इट्स 6 o'clock and we're wrapping up the session. Thank you, Ms. Kashmir Ladafar, for taking
Most
our
welcome,
time, and you always support EdLab. And
I'm
yeah,
looking forward in future as well because
yes,
I feel that we badly need these kind of platforms to share our understanding with the larger audience. It's badly needed in mathematics especially.
yes. So we'll stay in touch with you, and maybe we'll
Inshallah,
collaborate
inshallah,
with you in future as well. Thank you so
inshallah.
much,
Thank you so
everyone,
much
and thank
as
you so
well.
much, participants as well. Okay, Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.